They attack the people. They killing the people. I'm one of the people who lost my uncle. And before 7th of October, I want to show you, he's a peaceful resistance. He's 70 years old. They killed him. Or October 2nd or nothing, or all these things. The problem is just they want to displace the Palestinians from their land.
I'm your host, Robert Inlakesh, and today joining me is Alaa Hathleen, who is from Masafer Yatta in the occupied West Bank, where Israel has been working to ethnically cleanse the collection of Palestinian communities living there in his area. Thank you for joining the FloodGate podcast. First of all, let's get straight into this. For those that don't know about this case specifically, what have the Israelis been doing? What are your issues with the neighboring settlements? What has been happening in Masafer Yatta?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Alaa Hathleen from Masafer Yatta community in the south of the Hebron Hills. This Masafer Yatta is a collection of many villages here. Every village have a different suffering, different story. So we are a collection of villages, around 19 villages. We are living in the south of the Hebron Hills. Some of us are refugees from 1948, and some of us were living in this land before. Masafer Yatta is under the forest displacement and ethnic cleansing by many pretexts and by many decisions by the Israel's court. And we have been suffering all our life. And I'm 25 years old. I suffer all my life. Masafer Yatta is area deprived from the basic rights like the water and electricity and all the type of infrastructure. We didn't have any type of infrastructure. The Israel's court continued to declare many decisions against us as a military land, firing zone, and you are not allowed to be here. But in the meantime, on the other hand, the settlers is expanding and they're building a new settlement. So it's firing zone for the Palestinian, but it's not a firing zone for the settlers. We are a community dependent our life in the agriculture and the animals and our sheep, our goats. This all the livestock. So the occupation know that very well and trying to attack us and forbidden us from all the things that give us a source of income like the livestock and the agriculture. So we have been under the suffering since I born. Especially we can say the suffering is starting in 1980s in Masafer Yatta, when the first settlement in Masafer Yatta started, Kermael, established in 1980s. And since then we have been suffering a lot with everything. We are not allowed to build. They demolish our houses. They demolish our school. They confiscate our cars. They demolish the health clinic centers. All the sectors of the life, such as health, education, the economic situation. They have been attacking us in all these sectors. So they are trying to displace us by many decisions. Like one of the villages, my village is called Al Khair. We have a decision that it's our land from the Israel's court, but we are not allowed to use it. This is the Israel's apartheid law. So we have been suffering in everything, even education. We have been suffering from the settlers attack. We have been suffering from the demolition operations. We have been suffering from everything you can imagine. Like they attack us on it. They don't want us to live. They want to displace us from our land by several ways, as I tell you, such as the settlers attack, and we'll talk a lot about settlers attack, about the demolition operations. But Masafer Yatta have been suffering for a long time. It's from Area C, and Area C, for the people who don't know, it's a part of the West Bank. West Bank is divided according to the Oslo Accords to three areas. Area A, which is under the fully control under the Palestinian Authority, the PLO, and the security and the service and everything. And also the Area P, which is it's under the PLO, like the management and the administrative, but the security under the Israelis, and it's around 22% of the West Bank. And Area C is the largest one. It's where I live. Is all the security, everything under the Israel's control. So it's around 75%. And so Israel has now agreed that they will be able to annex it to their state. So it will be in the two-state solution for them. So there's no two-state solution for Palestine. So area A, like the cities like Ramallah and Jenin and Tulkarm and the main cities. Area B, some of the villages, some of the towns around the city, and area C, like the most of the countrysides, the mountains, these areas.
Can you specifically talk about what happened to you and your family? I know that there's been a lot of demolitions that have happened, house demolitions, even in the past few weeks, a lot of settler aggression. When I went to Masafer Yatta in 2017, there was a lot of roads blocked off, so I had to walk for hours just to get there. And then there's these military towers along the way. You also have the settlers there. Can you speak about what that environment is like and what happened to you? What happened to your family?
So again, I'm Alaa Hathleen. I'm a physiotherapist and activist. And both of these paths, I didn't choose it. I became activist after I see that the occupations forbidden us from all our rights, and they declare my land and my areas as a military land. And I being also a physiotherapist after I see my father suffer from a stroke in 2013, and this was not easy to get the physical therapy sessions. So I decided from this moment to be a physical therapist, and I work hard for that because we didn't have schools in our area. We didn't have. I have to walk every day around 10 kilometers between the mountains and the valleys, and the settlers have been attacking me many times. And they're beating us, but I was determined to study, to continue my studies, to help my community. In my area I grow up, I just think that my area, my village is is located at zero distance with the settlement. It's the most close village to the settlement in all the West Bank. We are so close, just 1-2 meters between us and the settlement. As I said, like the settlers came to my father and offer him everything. We will give you the money, whatever you want. Open check, write the number that you want. You want American nationality, we'll give you. We want Israel citizenship, we'll give you. You want to live in Jordan, whatever you want, we'll give you. And my father always refused because he tell them, like, I have two choices. The first one, you send me back to my land in 1948. It's area called Tel Arad where we were living there, or I go to the death, to the grave. I will not leave my land. So after that, they decide to starting torturing us, starting deprived us from everything, from our basic rights. The demolition. I remember the first demolitions, and was in my village in 14th of February 2007. I were with our animals, and I hear and I see the bulldozer stands close to our village, and I run to the village. I see them, they are coming and they're starting demolition on my house. For the first time, I was just 8 years old this time, and I grew up with many demolition operations since 2007. They start prevent us. We don't have electricity, we don't have water, we don't have any things from this demolition of our houses. There's any type of infrastructure, and then slowly after this, see like this demolitions operation will not help too much, and these people continue still and steadfast in their land. They're starting the other ways. The settlers attack. These settlers who starting attacking us daily. They are attacking, stealing our animals, burning our houses, beating the people, attacking us, and also the occupation is helping them in the same time. They also closed all the entrance to the village. You have to walk through the mountains, through the valleys, and there's no chance to especially since the last 2 years, they closed the entrance to all the village. They are not allowed us to leave. So one of the times, my mother was sick in the night, and I was putting her head in my car and take her to the hospital. When I came to the entrance, they prevent me to pass, and they tell me you must go back, and then they confiscate my car and let me and my mother wake back to our home, and they refused to let us go out to go to the hospital. And this is we live this every day. This is in our daily. The settlers every day came. As I said, they're stealing everything. And when we are according to the Israel's apartheid law, they must protect us according to the Oslo Accords. Also, the Israel's police and army must protect us in Area C from the settlers. but they never do. They continue their complicity with the settlers. Every time they came, we call them. There's attacks of the settlers. They are attacking us. The police try to be late as much as they can until the settlers finish their attack, finishing everything, and then they came late and they tell us, like sometimes they tell us, where's the settlers? You are lying. I will arrest you. And they arrest me for many times because of that. And some other times they tell us, like, we know what the settlers doing illegal, but we cannot stop them. So they are with the settler, and they all, every time they tell us, go and submit a complaint in the police station. And we have thousands of complaints, but there's nothing changed. They do nothing for that. And the last few days, and the last week exactly, I was sleeping in my house, and my mom, we are very experienced with the demolitions operations, and every morning, immediately when I wake up, and any one of us wake up, checking the groups between us here in the village of Masafer Yatta, we're checking where's the, and find out where's the bulldozers and where's the Israel forces, which family will be homeless today. So we know where, if the Israel bulldozers and the forces stop in this station or close to this settlement, we know it will be in the Al Khair village. Or if they stop in the other station, that means they will be in different village. So my mom wake me up terrified. She told me that there's bulldozers closing to our village, and wake up. And because I tell her every day, you must wake me up every day, because if you see any settlers around us, if you see any forests, so I can document, I can film them. At least, we in Area C, we are not allowed to defend ourselves, even if the settlers storming your house, invade your house, and beating you and killing your family. According to the Israel's apartheid law, you are not allowed to defend yourself. And if you do, they will come to arrest you and put you in the jail. This is our life, so we are not allowed to defend ourselves. So my mom wake me up. I wake up quickly, and I was very scary, because I know if they are stopping in this station, that means they will attack my village today, and the demolition will be my village. So I bought all my clothes quickly, and I went out to see my mom. And she preparing a cup of tea for me, and she gave it to me. I put it in the table. I want to drink it. Before I put it in my mouth, there's a force arrived to my village. So I met them, the first one I met them. I go to see them. They are immediately starting pushing me, beating me, and kicking me out of their way. And they tell me, we are coming to demolition your house. And just imagine, in this time, I didn't know how to feel. Like, this is the first time, I have been documenting and filming all the demolition operation in my area. And always I feel sad because of these things. But this time I don't know how to feel, because it's my home. What I should do? I should like to running to my mother to take care of her because she's sick, or I should like going to my home to take my things out, or what I should do? I don't know. Or should I film them? For this, the first moment like in my life, I don't know what I have to do. But then slowly, they are beating my mom also, and they're starting demolition my house, leaving me and 14 my families homeless in this very cold weather and this stormy weather. And it's very cold here in Palestine. And this is not the first time. Also in last June, they also demolition many of the homes in my village, leaving also around 11 families homeless. The settlers were attacking me also in last of August. Attacked my mother, and they're breaking one of her vertebra on her back, and she need to have a surgery. And she go through a surgery, and even she go through surgery in these demolitions, the Israeli forces beating her, and she's until now suffering. My brothers were in the jail. I were in the jail. Masafer Yatta now exactly is like, we are subjected to a mass arresting. Like every day, there's someone of Masafer Yatta arrested for nothing, just because he stopped the settlers from attacking his family. Uh, so we have been seeing that. We have been filming all of these things, but nothing is changing. The situation getting more worse, and the settlers starting more violence. The Israeli government, I tell everyone here, if the settlers attack us, don't say these settlers attack us. Say that the Israeli government attacking us, because the Israeli government like supported these settlers. They bring them here to attack us and to continue trying to displace the Palestinians from here, from their land. And most of the area sees now is empty, because many of the communities displaced because of the settlers attack and the settlers violence, and there's no deterrent, and nobody stopped them. And this is so hard. I can tell you, like, there's no life fit to live here in Masafer Yatta anymore. The life is so hard here. The economic situation is very bad. We are not allowed to leave the village. You know, we are like the animals. They close the doors and they open. Sometimes they open it, and we are being under the attacking, under the settler violence, under the Israel's government and their forces, and under the civil administrations. Every day they give us a lot of orders to demolition our houses. So in my village, my home, I'm now living in tents, in caves. We didn't have any things to live. So this is the thing that we live. This is the thing I'm going through now. I didn't know that. You know, I'm a physical therapist. I used to have a clinic in the city of Yatta. So since October 7, they closed all the entrance and they didn't prevent me to go there. So I have to close it, and I lost like the source of my income. And there's many of the people here as like me. This is what we were living, and this is our life.
And you mentioned things got worse since October 7 and the genocide in Gaza. Can you explain some of those things? You mentioned partially that the roads are being blocked and that freedom of movement has been affected. What else has been happening since that time? Has the violence from the settlers increased? The violence from the Israeli army, has that increased? And then where do you think this is going? Is this because of them wanting to annex this territory? So why do you think this violence is happening now and this pressure is happening now?
So mainly after 7 October, we can see the hatred of these settlers. They hate us a lot. They had the Arabs and the Muslims here. Their issue, some of them attack us because we are Arab and the Muslims, and all the time I didn't like for me 7 October it's happening because what's happening before of 7 October. All the things that I tell you and I mentioned now, it have been before 7 of October. But after 7 October, it's increased. So they take advantage. There's all the media in the Gaza to do whatever they want in West Bank. The goal of the Israel's government to annex most of the areas in the West Bank, and they succeeded most of that. So if I tell you, according to the records, around 700 to 800 Palestinians killed in the last 2 years. And we used to arrive to these numbers in the last few years, in 5 years. Just in 2 years, more than 800 Palestinians have been killed by some of them by the settlers, some of them by the Israel forces. And more than 10,000 Palestinians from the West Bank have been arrested. So everything is increasing because they want to annex the West Bank. They want to displace the Palestinians from these villages. They want to expand the settlement. You know, the things make me always feel very sad. Like they demolition our homes here, but the settlers expanding next to us. So there's their pretext is the military land of Palestine is just a lie, just to take more and to confiscate more of the lands. So more than 60 communities of the West Bank have been displaced since October 7. 100,000 of dons of the lands confiscated by the Israel's occupation. And we can see, in every place, in every location, that there's a fight between the Palestinians and the settlers. You know, this is a story, actually. Every time that we have a fighting or we have a problem with the settlers in this land, the Israeli police and army arrive to the place, and immediately, without hearing from us, they just go to hear from the settlers, and they came to us and they tell us, we are in the emergency case, and this land now is the military land. It's not allowed to anyone to be in this land. See, after that, after a while, we noticed that the settlers starting coming to this land. Okay, this is a military land. We prevent us, and you prevent us, and you prevent the settlers from it. Why the settlers coming again? Slowly, we starting seeing the settlers starting establish a new outpost in it, and slowly, it's become a new settlement there. So you can see around more than now 50 settlements since 7 of October. Because what? Because the settlers know that they are taking advantage, that all the media is there, and all the world talking about the genocide in Gaza, and the West Bank is nobody, there's no media here, so they can do whatever they want. They attack the people, they're killing the people. I'm one of the people who lost my uncle. And before 7 of October, I want to show you, he's a peaceful resistance man, he's 70 years old. They killed him. The settlers ran over him. He's Sheikh Suleiman. Everyone know him. So he used to be a peaceful resistance man. So Israel don't want a Palestinian or Arab in this land. They don't want to be anyone of this land. So the problem is not like Hamas or October 7 or nothing, or all these things. The problem is just they want to displace the Palestinians from their land. I think we have been saying is increased in October. The virus is increased. The settlers now is coming to attack us by the protection of the army. The armies come to protect them immediately. If they see any danger of the life of the settlers, immediately the army in the place. But if they see them, they kill a Palestinian, they will never do anything. So everything has been increased since of October because Israel want to annex the West Bank, and as we see, like now, most of the area C is under the control of the settlers.
Mm-hmm. And this is something you pulled up there, which is really important, is that this has been going on for a very, very long time before October 7. It's not after October 7 and then now this situation has occurred. Like I said, back in 2017 is when I went and visited Masafer Yatta, and I saw a very similar situation. People were forced to live in tents, people were forced to live in caves, just to stay on their land, and the settlers are there right next to them. And I saw some of these settlers coming over and stealing equipment. I didn't actually see the attacks myself, but I saw them stealing stuff. And so this situation that's been happening now since October 7, like you said, the violence has escalated, but people are not paying attention to it. People are not looking at it. The only place they sort of pay attention is maybe in Jenin or Tulkarem, Tubas, because there's armed groups there. So the Israeli media put attention on that. But where you are, there's no violent resistance. There's no armed resistance to these Israeli settlers, the Israeli army. And the situation of Area C specifically, it's very clear that the Israelis have had this intention. Netanyahu, back in 2019, he said that they wanted openly, he put this as a platform for his election, for annexing the Area C, which is where Masafer Yatta is, as you pointed out. In this situation, what have the Israelis told you if they annex Area C, where you're going to be living, what they're going to do with you? We hear that perhaps they were going to give a special ID, like Jerusalem ID, to people in Area C, and others say that they're just seeking to violently expel you, to ethnically cleanse many like your family again, after already been ethnically cleansed. Have you got any clear message from them of what they actually are going to do if they annex this land? And then what that will mean for you, your ability to go to your lands, many people's lands throughout the West Bank, even if they live in Yatta, for instance, and not Masafer Yatta, they have lands, right, in Area C, many people, and they make their livelihood from this land. What is going to happen if an annexation occurs?
We have been seeing a lot of violations, a lot of statement of the ministers of Israel, such as Smotrich. The last statement was for a few days when he said like the goal in 2025 to demolish more than what the Palestinians will build. So they are going in their plan to annex the West Bank. They don't care about the people who are living it around Masafer Yatta. We are around 3,500 people living in it, and with our animals, more than maybe 50,000 animals we have here. So we didn't have actually a clear things from them. But what we accepted from the Israelis, the first thing they are trying for sure to expel all the Palestinians from their land, even to the Jordan, to out of Palestine, or killing them. This is one of the things that maybe some people like now say, no, this is too much. No, this is the reality, and this is what they're trying to do. If they have a chance, if Masafer Yatta were not a little bit known to the peoples, they were known to the people, they will kill, and they will kill the people here. But I think they will not going to give us special ID. If they didn't able to displace us out to the Palestine, they will try to put us in the cities and to annex all the Area C and put all of us in Area A, or they will leave us in this land and they will continue building their settlement, and they will give us they will close all the areas, and they will give us a small entrance with a small permission to go out and to move from city to city. And this is what they're trying to do now. Actually, in West Bank, they are thinking that you are not allowed to move from Hebron to Ramallah without permission from the Israel's forces. So now I think they are going to restrict more the life, to let more the Palestinians going out. Especially one like me, I'm now in the blacklist for the settlers. So some of the people tell me, we are not afraid to continue talking. No, for me, blacklist for the settlers is honor for me. That means that I'm doing great things. I'm doing things very well. So I let all the world and bring the attention to my community and let the world see what's happening in my community. So we will not accept to leave. We will not leave our land, never. They have two choices, as my uncle Suleiman said, like every time, under above it with our dignity and our freedom, or under it as a martyrs, and we will not leave it. They want our land, they have to choose kill us, and there's no other choice. We will not leave our land. I born in this land. I grow up and raised in this land with my uncles, with my fathers. This is our land. The settlement. My father is telling me that we were here before the settlement. The settlement is coming in 1980s, and they started building this settlement. We have the documents that prove this is our land, and everything. It's clear. It's our land. It's our life. So I'm a Bedouin guy, and the Bedouin is the most free people. They used to move from place to place, were searching for the water and the grass for their animals. But we have to change our lifestyle since the occupation and settlement starts established in my area. So we have to stay in one place, because if we leave our village to other place looking for the water and the grass, they will immediately take our village and they will build a settlement instead. So we will not leave our land. Whatever they will give us a choices, there's no choices. They will not give us a special ID like Jerusalem. They don't want, because if you see what they are doing in the Palestinian Jerusalem in 1948, they are separating the crimes between them. We see like the rate of the crimes is very high there between the Palestinian 1948. So they don't want the Palestinian there. How they will annex us and let us being a part of Israel. So the aim and the goal to displace us out of Palestine. If they did not succeed, they will try to displace us to the cities, and we will refuse that, because this is our land, this is our life. We will not live under it, above it with our dignity and our freedom, or under it as a martyrs, and there's no other choice.
It's a very important case. Unfortunately, it's dropped out of the media coverage. Not many people are focusing on it now. There has been a little bit of attention, but not nearly as much, because I think your case and the case of Masafer Yatta in general really tells the story of what Israel is doing inside the occupied West Bank, but also the rest of occupied Palestine too. So thank you so much for being here, and we hope to have you back on soon.
Thank you all for giving me a chance to tell my story and to share my story with everyone. And hope we're talking more and more about the situation in West Bank, because everything is getting more worse. And please pray for us and keep talking about Masafer Yatta and the people of Masafer Yatta. They deserve the life. They deserve to live. They deserve all the rights. They deserve to be human beings, because Israel has been dehumanized us since a long time. So we want the world to be awake and continue their solidarity with the Palestinian. Did not stop, stands against the complicity with the Israel's government, wherever their government, all the government that is complicit and support Israel. Please stand against them and continue their solidarity with Palestinian, because they need you. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.